Alright, the next story quest is going to be called Bonds of Trust, given to us by Jullus. We are level 90. We are in Tertium. Yep. And, yeah, let's see what happens here. It's far too dangerous for a civilian to be outside alone. We must go after Lord Mettius. Let us leave matters here in Maxima's care while the rest of us join in the search. If Lord Mettius is bound for Senatus, we may be able to catch up to him in Regio Urbanissima. I pray he has not come to any harm. Although it would make our job easier. But, I mean, no, safety. Safety. Shrimp. I do see a small red circle on the map that is in Regio Urbanissima. Regio Urbanissima? Whatever. Doesn't necessarily mean a fight, but when it's a small circle, it generally does not mean it's a search. So, we're probably about to find a dark purple roiling energy spot. Which means fight. Round one. Fight. So we are going through the ruins of. I like this. It's like this kind of a grayscale motif going on right now, which is weird. Is it nighttime in the game? I'm not expecting this grayscale. I don't remember it from the last time. We just ran through here not too long ago at all. I think 20 minutes? 30 minutes? But we did discover, hey, we got some discovery going on. I like that. Got some Lancer experience points, although 54,000 barely even moves the needle. Because we need 13 million. 13.27 million. 13.278 million if you want to get more precise with it. Seneca is still up. The big old, not still up, is up again. I just don't need whatever that is. Mettius is being hounded, attacked, whatever, by a floating body with two eyes that just look like headlights, and then arm claws extending from this floating body, with like the graspers that you would see in the claw machine, but probably more piercing and dangerous. I forgot how to do this. I don't think this is actually replayed it. I think this is risk, which is I'm gonna kill it no matter what. No reason. I mean, it'll be back up for the next time. I have 2 counts of it now. Life Surge has 2 charges. That's cool. Anyway, we'll talk to Mettius and see what's going on. Aid him. I'm alive? Cutscene. Jullus and Zero come running. As do Varshan and Urianger.
Praise the sisters, you are safe.
I was actually guessing this would be voice acted based on the camera. Well, camera. Based on the closeness, whatever. Anyway. Stands up, dusts himself off.
Don't think I'm indebted to you. I never asked for your help.
No, we're not going to say, now you owe us your allegiance.
You love Garlemald dearly, Lord Mettius. That much is plain. But you're not alone in that. We all mourn what has become of our homeland. Bristle at having to rely upon outsiders simply to survive the cold.
Yeah, exactly. So trade what you're good at, receive what you can't currently make for yourselves. That's how nations and cities and everything, that's how they survive.
Even now, I struggle with fear and uncertainty. Day after day, I ask myself, what is right? Where do we go from here? I've yet to find the answers.
What is right? Where do we go from here? I could do his British accent and make it distinct, I think, from the others. Alphino is more like this. Thancred is more like this. Oleon J is more like this. What's his... Nah, I don't know. We'll see. I might try it.
But I won't stop looking nonetheless. And I won't avert my gaze from our grim reality.
Sorry. Not
Is
related.
there hope for us?
Something went down the wrong tube. We'll flash over to the...
Aye. So long as we live.
The flashback to the blood spatter on the... Like, from the self-inflicted suicidal gunshot wound from the previous commander that Jullus was under.
Garlemald lies in ruins, but the bonds between us will never be broken. We are the chain that connects generations past and future. You and I, it's links. Help us, Lord Mettius, for all we have been and for what we may yet become. Please.
And when you're... God dang.
To be lectured by the younger, it ill becomes a man of my station.
No, what ill becomes man of your station is not listening to someone just because you're, like, appealing to authority or... My throat is still doing it. Whatever, anyway.
I will rejoin the talks at Tertium. Might I trouble you to escort me? Ere we part, I apologize for my discourtesy. I owe you my life, and I thank you.
Jullus, wait. I'd like a word. With you as well. I'm to stay close, after all.
She says that to me. I didn't know she was still supposed to stay close to me, but... Or all of us.
Worry not, we shall see the magistrate safely back to Tertium.
Oh, okay, just me, sorry. Sorry. Some liquid went down the wrong tube and it...
What is it?
I think technically this is what waterboarding is supposed to feel like, but like 10 to 100-fold or whatever. 'Cause I think the entire idea of waterboarding is that you're sending water down the wrong tube because the person has to inhale it, because otherwise they don't inhale anything and they die. So, I think.
You bound that man with trust, didn't you? That's why he did not require coercion to return.
Bound him? No. It's not a binding. I look at him like, I don't know. He looks at me dumbfounded. Like, what do I say? What's she talking about?
Shall we walk, perhaps? Chilly, standing around here.
Why are we walking in the opposite direction they just walked? Is that so we can just oh, we're continuing to stroll.
So that's how Zero came to join you. Still, I'm not sure I'm qualified to explain something like trust.
Yeah, that's a big one, bud. Good luck. Not me. I ain't doing it.
I wouldn't describe myself as a sociable person. Before all this, any free time I had, I spent looking after my brother and sister. As for the magistrate, I only told him what's been on my mind of late. but I wouldn't have done so, I think, if it weren't for the twins' influence.
Those dang twins.
Trust is infectious,
They talk too
in a manner of speaking. When someone believes in you, it makes you want to believe in them, in others, in yourself.
Yeah, you know, not bad. Yeah, a little bit.
Perhaps it's because the magistrate felt that earnestness that he gave us a chance. As I did, after I was caught trying to steal provisions from the enemy. Trust comes easy in such company.
She thinks, does the hat pull down thing.
Little wonder my world is devoid of it. No one trusts in you, and so you trust in no one. And round the wheel turns.
I mean, you could simplify it like that, but these are all, like, you're void sent, at least partially, but everything else in the 13th we've encountered are void sent. They are like made of what, like negative energy? Like, I don't know if it's a you don't trust me, so I don't trust you. I don't think it's that kind of thing. No one trusts me, so I'm not gonna trust anybody else. I don't think it's like that. Weird writing, but cutscene fades to black.
During the Contra Memoria, we had already come to judge one another based on strength and usefulness.
Meritocracy, which whatever, we'll see. We have a flashback of her in her paladin kind of sword and board get up.
You either used or were used. Those who rejected this rule didn't survive. My mother wanted to save the world, to fulfill the hopes of Memoriat's good and true. After she died, I carried on her mission alone.
Alone? Didn't you have anyone to help you?
We're still flashed back to a vision of her, kind of still younger paladin. Well, similar age really, but paladin-esque.
Almost. 2 men tried just the once.
My throat is still being a butthead.
A swordsman and a mage, whom I met when passing through a village. They had saved the people there from corrupted Memoriats.
Sound like good people so far?
When they learned our enemies were the same, they seemed heartened. They claimed to be soldiers of a kingdom called Baron, and were traveling the realm in search of a means to end the Contra Memoria. They invited me to join them. I refused. How could I not, having learned the lessons of my world?
What, to not trust people?
Those who would work with others always have their own motives.
Oh.
I would not place myself at their mercy. I would not be forced to submit.
Rough. Alright.
I expected some manner of outburst. Some show of frustration at having failed to deceive me. But they simply watched me walk away. I didn't know what to make of it then, but now... Perhaps they shared a bond of trust. Perhaps they were the last ones left who dared. Perhaps they hoped I was like them, too. Perhaps it was just an offer, and nothing more. I continued fighting alone. But ultimately, I was undone. Overwhelmed by enemies that had banded together. I was cold, in pain, wishing desperately that someone would save me.
The previous flashback just before this one where she's on the ground, face down, conscious but like struggling, was the great axe wielder plus the two sword and board wielders that she had met on that icy plain, icy field, and they had like absorbed the shadow energy into themselves. That's what we saw just before this.
And as I lay there in solitude, I felt it happen. The breaking of our world.
Black
Darkness
screen.
washed over me, and I was swept into the rift.
Darkness washed over me.
When I finally managed to return, it was to a world forever transformed. My home, now filled with abominations.
Back to present.
I had a chance to learn about trust, and forsook it. I never had the power to save my home single-handed. I should have accepted their invitation. Had I joined them as I've joined you, I might not have had to face the end of the world alone.
Speaking of trauma.
But it's all history now. No amount of reflection or regret will change our present reality.
Whatever may have happened in the past, you're still here, Zero. Alive.
And I love you.
So long as you're alive, there will always be hope, no matter how bad things get.
Do you want to maybe like grab a drink sometime?
What you couldn't do yesterday, you might still do today. Think about it. It's plain that you've forged bonds with those around you.
The sun is coming out.
If you didn't feel that in some sense, would you have risked your life as you did for a meager ration of boots?
Again, B-U-U-Z should not be pronounced boots. It's booze. You buttheads. Speak American. Just kidding. I don't care.
I trust you too, for what it's worth.
Fool. Lovesick puppy. She's like hundreds of years old,
Here it is again.
if not more.
The fire that burned in my breast when you came to my rescue. The urge to weep, though there is no sorrow.
Happy crying, yeah.
If this is trust, then what must I do? How do I answer it?
Group hug. Obviously. I don't know. We'll see. My options are however you like. Or with a handshake, perhaps? Nah, I mean a group hug. Let's see what happens. However you like. Cold indifference is not it, though. She turns to him. What if her world didn't have handshakes? He walks to her. Not.
Give me your hand.
He's like 3 feet away. Extends his hand out.
It's not something you do constantly, mind. A friend is a friend regardless.
A friend. So that's what it means. Someone you trust.
She extends her hand into his. They hold. They have now made a baby. That's how it works, boys and girls. That's how babies are made. Be careful out there. Wear a condom on your hand. I should not have let the young kids in the Philippines watch my channel. But good news is, nobody's watching my videos, so... We flash to Xenos in our mind, laying on the ground, defeated. They've definitely made a baby with their hands by now. I really should not have let the Filipino kids watch my videos. But they kept asking. I'm like, it's not for kids. And I don't cuss. Well, I do. Not a lot. I try not to a lot. Just to be better. But anyway, we'll talk to Zero here to complete the quest. Thank you. I feel at last as though I found the answers I sought, and I owe it all to you and Jullus. Right, then. I expect the others have already arrived back at Tertium. We should join them. Thank you for voice acting that, by the way, because I could not have done it justice. Jeez. Options for food here. Determination, tenacity, skill speed, direct hit, crit, spell speed. Ooh. A little bit of red mage food. Don't get that very often. Spell speed, piety. Do I have good food for... I probably have crit food already. I have a pretty good... Actually, this is mostly... I'll grab the red mage food. Well, caster. We have a cutscene as we finish the quest, he says. Yes. More voice acting, please. We're walking into Tertium. There's a lot of people gathered here. Damn it! Right. There's a lot of people. It sucks. Okay. Full glad am I to see everyone returned, and none the worse for wear, says Maxima. Various representatives of the Garlean community are gathered here this very moment. I dare say this is a fine opportunity to announce the trade agreement. You've read the memorandum. I trust you find the terms acceptable, Gnaeus says. I do, and Gnaeus, I pray you forgive my disgraceful conduct earlier. I am ashamed not only of my behavior, but of placing the burden of negotiation solely on your shoulders in my absence, says Mettius. And twins come up. Still not voice acted? Nope. You should know that when we brought up the subject of the tower's reactivation to the people at Tapper's Den, some reacted quite strongly. Losing my voice is definitely my last video. Gosh dang it. I'm so sorry. It's annoying me as much as... Maybe it might be all because I had that little bit of liquid go down the wrong hole. Once we explained that it would be to prevent another void-sent invasion, however, they were more receptive. It's fair to say the recent episode is still fresh in their minds. Jarek, a lion man with a horn on his forehead. I tagged along to deliver a supply of ceruleum. Have to say, I didn't expect to see such a large crowd. Even the stuffy Imperials who normally keep to themselves in Thanatos are here. He's got 2 fangs, but... My friends and countrymen, lend me your ears. Oh, God. To me, that's a... Well... It's a throwback to Robin Hood Men in Tights, but that was probably a throwback to something else, so... I am pleased to inform you all on this joyous occasion that we, the people of Garlemald, have entered into a trade agreement with Rodzatan. To inaugurate our accord, we intend to grant the individuals before you access to the Tower of Babel. In return, Rodzatan will provide us with supplies, which shall be equally distributed amongst the settlements of our nation. There's some cocked heads, kind of like, is this good? Nods from some others. Let me be clear on one point. This is not an act of charity, but trade. A bargain struck between equals, rooted in trust and respect. and it marks a significant step towards rebuilding our nation and regaining true independence. Razatan holds Garlean technology and ingenuity in the highest esteem. It is my hope that through this arrangement, our peoples will enjoy a mutually beneficial relationship for years to come. Now then, we bid you gather round to hear the particulars, that you might convey them to those elsewhere, says Mettius. Much thinking, discussing amongst themselves. A young boy and a mom and dad figure step forward, as does the Lion Man, Ariane J. Rashon. So burdened by hardship and trauma were the people of Garlemald that they were unable to imagine a brighter future, says Alphinaud. To be recognized as equals, as a nation with something of value to offer to others, that validation alone is enough to rekindle their hope. 'Tis by virtue of this partnership that we may access the Tower of Babel, a rather timely development given the ether tank's impending arrival, says Urian J. Once the tower's stores have been replenished, we need but await Yshola's signal to channel the energy to the moon, yes? Says Alphinaud. Urian J nods. Then you can leave that and everything else on this end to me and Alphinaud. No need to worry. Devote all your energies to the mission in the void, says Alice. As ever, I am in your debt. Zero does the hat pull down thing. You are good friends. Little bit of shocked eyes from the twins, but they like it. They nod, smile. And the cutscene fades to black as the quest is for sure totes magoats completed. Did I have my headshot on the whole time? Oh gosh. I'm sorry. Not that it matters to you guys, but it matters for me when I'm trying to pick what scene is gonna be the thumbnail for the video. But anyway. What was the quest name? Bonds of Trust is complete. Video is complete. I'll see you tomorrow.